Hi everyone, I'm Bernadette Kennedy from the Medford Family Network. I'm your friendly ASQ and data person. We did one video of doing the chalk paint. Now we're going to do the chalk paint with the plaster of Paris. Not everybody has that, but if you happen to have the plaster of Paris, we're going to do the same thing. Kind of like we did, oh no, we didn't do the same thing. We did chalk paint. This is making chalk. You start with your paper towel tube, I'm doing. And then we're going to take duct tape. With the duct tape, we're going to take some and rip it off. And you're going to cover the bottom of the paper towel tube. And when you do that, you're going to cover it. So the bottom is going to be your seal, so our plaster doesn't fall off. And what we do sometimes is you might want to put a rubber band around it, if you have any. Then you're going to take either wax paper or you're going to take parchment paper that I have, and you're going to take a small piece, cut it to the size that will fit in here. You're going to try to figure that out. All you're going to do is you're going to roll that little baby in there. So, yep, that'll fit. And once you roll it in, it's going to look like this. So you have that, you have your tape, you have the toilet tube, and you have the parchment paper. Now, I have things that when I did with my children when they were small, I have only utensils, measuring cups, and things that we use just for crafts. So you don't have to worry about kind of cross-contamination with that, with your food and stuff. You also, if you have dry tempera paint, you can add that into your mix for color chalk. I don't have any, so I'm just making plain white chalk. Also, you want to have some dishwashing liquid. You're just going to need a little bit. I did this one time and I kind of tried to pour from the big one, and it took a little while to dry. You're only going to need 2 drops of it. So this recipe calls for, and I'm using a Ziploc baggie. It's easier. So it calls for about 1.5 cups of plaster. So I have to do another 1/2 cup. So with the 1/2 cup, I think you guys can see this. Now I'm doing it in my kitchen today, but it's a beautiful day out. This would be great to do outside and don't have to worry about the mess, because you do not want to wash these things, utensils in your kitchen sink, because the plaster is going to clog your drain. Do not wash inside. Put it outside, let the kids wash it in a bucket. That's it. So there's your 1.5 cups. And this is why I cover the kitchen, not so much for the kids, but for me. Once I have my 1/2 cup, you can then put it in another container. But I'm going to mix it into the baggie. So what I'm going to do is I'm put my baggie, and I have a container to hold it up. With this, you're going to add, this also you can add, this is when you would add your tempera paint if you have any, the dried one. There's other recipes that you can put the liquid into, but I don't have the tempera. All I have is food coloring, and I might have some acrylic paint. But just for this, we're going to just go white with the plain chalk. So I have that. Then what I need to do is I need to put 3/4 cup of water, warm water. So I'm going to pour that in here. In my baggie, this is great because you're going to just pour it in there. Don't have to worry about the powder flowing all over the place like I did putting it in. Then I'm mixing. Now this is warm water. I'm kind of hotter water, and then I just pouring it into the bag. Now what's nice with this is there again, it's going to help your children with their fine motor strengths and grow and to really smush it. If they're frustrated, they'll really smush it good. So zip it up, get some air out of it. So see, it's all mixed. And all you're going to do is have the kids mix it like that. Now this is really kind of watery, but you want to mix it and let it cool off. I think I may have had the water a little bit too hot, but what you're going to do is now, I'll put that aside for a second. You want to let it cool off a little bit. you want to have some place where you can put them on, either on a windowsill. I have to be very careful because of our cat. It kind of knocks things off. But I had a little container like that. Here's two that I already did. So I just have them in the windowsill, like that. And what I did is, once you have the paper, put the rubber band around it now, and you can put it down on the bottom, because your toilet paper tube will get really wet and sometimes will look like it's going to burst open, but you have to leave it alone, and this should do it. And then I want to do is I cut it down and I taped it again. So again, tape on the bottom, the wax paper or parchment paper inside. I cut it, folded it down, tape that down so that doesn't fall in when you pour it in. And then this is when I should put the rubber band on. I did it. There it is. Put the rubber band on. Also, while this is going here, really nice and mushy, this is when I'm going to add the 2 drops of dishwashing liquid. Now, according to the thing, it says it helps it wash away more. I don't know, we'll find out. So, I'm going to mush it up again. I'm letting it cool off. I think my water was way too hot. So this is going to take a little bit to dry. You may want to find that with the nicer weather is coming. We're supposed to add water in first. There we go. Mix it up. Just play with it. I mean, I will put down the recipe. I'll send the recipe along with it. Now, what's nice is that you smush it up. Oh, it does feel good. It's kind of a stress relief. And what you're going to do is, once you have your tray that you're going to do, this is where the kids can help too. And you don't have to worry so much if you do it outside. You can get an old tray, or, some people even they recycle the egg carton, and they put that in here to stabilize it, so when you're pouring it, it doesn't tip or the tip. I'll do a couple because I tend to make a mess. So there's that one. I think I have another one down here. I'll take that one like this, bend it over like this. There again, I want to make sure I have those edges down, right? Looks like I got to put another one in here. Let's put this in there, like that. Again, I'm going to pull it down, because I think I got enough here. Just ripping it. This is something I think the children can do too. Another great thing to do. Helps the strength of their hand. And putting the tape on helps. There's just so many things that this is helps with the development of problem solving. How do we put it on? How do we do this? How do we make it stronger? Lots of stuff. All right, so I've got 3 done right here. And move some of this stuff off. I feel like I'm a baking show mom, but baking chalk. And there again, this is the plaster of Paris, a little bit of soap, just a drop, just a drop, some warm water, and a baggie, and you mix it all up. What you then do, now I reuse baggies, and when I reuse them, I wash them out. I save them for crafts like this, so I'm not wasting it. You're going to you're cutting off the tip. I don't know if you guys can see that. Cutting it off the tip. You're basically making a pastry bag for the children to use. Here again, if you do this outside or you're ready, it won't make so much of a mess. I'm going to pour it in. You're probably not going to see this. Let's see if I can move this camera down so you can see me pouring it in. So with this, I have the pastry bag, and I'm just going to tip it in and pour it. I don't even have to squeeze it. And I have another one. I could probably get 3 good-sized pieces out of here. And let them squeeze it out, smush it up. It's nice to feel the texture, the difference of the texture. They get to see the chemical process of the water and the flour. But you guys know all that. So, squish it. And the nice thing is, you can put these in, if once you mix it in the big bag, if you want, and you have little sandwich bags or snack bags for the littler ones, I would just squish it in there, pour it in, and then you could divide it for as many children as you want. Now, so if you can see this, it's full. You can see it's full. This one's not as full, but it's poured inside there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put this on my windowsill and let it dry. Problem is, if you put too much soap in it, it takes a longer time to dry, which I did with these. So that's what you do. You put them aside, put them in the window, put them outside, but you want to keep them level. The other thing is sometimes you want to just tap the sides or tap to get any air bubbles out, and that'll help it. But you want to make sure it's standing up straight. So let's find out if it worked. As you can tell, when it was so wet, it was coming apart. That's why I said I believe I put too much soap in it. What I did do with this one is I did add food coloring. I was experimenting to see, because I didn't have any. So let's find out if this works. So, and the cat didn't knock off the windowsill, so that was pretty good. So what you do is you're going to end up just peeling the pieces apart. And this is when your chalk comes out. And it comes out a big chalk. And you can tell that the food coloring didn't work out so good. So, but that's it. Big chunky piece of chalk. So we just made the sidewalk chalk with plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris, water, drop of soap. That's it. Empty toilet paper, wax paper, things like that. That was really quick, works out real easy if you have plaster of Paris at home. We do. We have an old house, so we patch stuff to make stuff. So there's the chalk, sidewalk chalk, from plaster of Paris. Next one, we're going to try making chalk with eggshells. Now, this is going to be interesting. Pinterest and all those YouTube always shows how easy it is. I don't find it as easy. This one is really easy. The sidewalk chalk, really easy. Let's find out if the other one's as easy. Thanks for watching, and have a good day from the Medford Family Network. We'll talk to you later. Enjoy the day. It's beautiful outside. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to also remind you, do not wash your utensils or anything in your kitchen sink or your bathroom sink or the bath. Do not wash it because this is plaster. The nice thing with putting it in the bag, you squeeze it out. I don't have to worry about washing things. The utensils I did use, I will rinse outside with the hose or put a bucket outside and just rinse it around and let the kids play with it, or put soap in it and let them make bubbles. There again, don't put it down your sink, and stay tuned and we'll look out how to make sidewalk chalk with eggshells.